I'm 27 years old and a female, and I've also coached some of the biggest tech companies in the world, including Microsoft and Google. My audience is often made up of people who are over double my age and often of the opposite gender. So to say I haven't experienced imposter syndrome, or sometimes walked into a room to coach a few hundred people and thought to myself, can I really do this, would be a lie. According to the International Journal of Behavioural Science, a staggering 70% of people have experienced this phenomenon. And the reassuring news for us is that even Michelle Obama has experienced imposter syndrome, as she spoke about in her book tour for Becoming last year. A friend of mine described it as that exceptionally high standard that we hold to ourselves, but probably wouldn't hold over anyone else. And I find it interesting because we know that our ability to communicate effectively with others is compromised if they don't take us seriously. Yet it's just as easily compromised if we walk into a room second-guessing ourselves or questioning whether we belong there. So here are a few things that you can do to overcome imposter syndrome. The first is to work out what your internal narrative or monologue is. So what thoughts are running through your head? What assumptions do you have about how you might be perceived? Write them down and then try and work out where they come from and what evidence you have that they are the truth. I hazard a guess that you will find very little. And then spend some time writing down the positive feedback that you've received about how you hold yourself or present yourself. Write that down as well and see if you can hold on to that instead. Another thing you can do is to remind yourself of your story of how you've got here. Back in 1978, when the term imposter syndrome was coined by Pauline Clance and Susan Imes, they found that it was women in particular who struggled to really own their success story. And instead they put it down to things like timing, luck, or personality. But whatever your gender, it is not a coincidence that you are here doing what you do. Take 10 minutes, write down your story, remind yourself of the catalyst moments to celebrate along the way that are the sum of why you are doing what you do. Use that as a starting point so that the next time you walk into a room, instead of questioning why you're there, you're holding onto your story and positive feedback instead.